And you can tiptoe through the tulips with me. Hey there, folks. It's Jimmy Stewart here, hoping this is finding you all doing well. Had the uke out earlier today. Look at this. It's my Fender, too. Huh? For all you cork sniffers out there who think I don't have a Fender guitar. All right, I got a couple of them. Fender uke, too. Lovely. You know, back in my day, it was funny. If you were learning how to play ukulele, you kind of had to learn how to play Tiptoe Through the Tulips. That was the big song back then by the ever-present and weird, strange, Tiny Tim. Funny guy, though. I mean, it was pretty cool time back then. He was funny, but a bit on the weird side, to say the least. So today's version, let's see, you know, if you're playing ukulele, I guess you got to learn to do, what is it, Somewhere Over the Rain? Yeah, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Not sure his name. It was that rather large Samoan guy there that played the uke. That was a big song. But back in my day, it was Tiptoe Through the Tulips, Tiny Tim. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to put my Fender away because today marks the day where last week I was telling you about the updated version of the FFPTH that was coming from Firefly Guitars. And then I was going to do that. I was telling you about it, and I was going to do the up-close New Guitar Day version of that, but the new T's, the new SPH E-Series came in before that. So we did the New Guitar Day on the new T's, which I thought was kind of fun, and it was a great guitar. Hey, if you haven't seen it, I just did it a few days ago. Check it out on the channel. But guess what? Over the weekend, the new FFPTH update came in from Firefly Guitars. So, oh, wait a minute. There's no empty guitar stand here. Let me fix that. There we go. Empty guitar stand. Folks, if you've been on the channel, you know what that means. If you haven't been on the channel, here you go. It's your chance to warm up your vocal cords in the key of love. Are we ready? Me, 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 me. It is
New Guitar Day.
Yes. It's New Guitar Day here in the studio, and you kind of know what's coming. You know, there's the old FFPTH from 2019, one of my favorite guitars. Let's cut to the B-roll and see what came in for this New Guitar Day from the folks at Firefly Guitars. Let's check it out. Okay, folks, well, here we are. It is B-roll time because it is, of course, New Guitar Day here in the studio. And in anticipation of what we're going to have, yes, this is what we were talking about in the last video from last week, remember? I said it's on its way. Well, it arrived, and it's been acclimating for about a day here in the box. And today we're going to open it up, check it out, go in the studio and do a review of the brand new. You guys know what this is already, so it's not much to hide. This is the reissue of the FFPTH. In fact, you can see it. It's still calling it that right here, FFPTH from Firefly. This is their Thinline equipped with a set of P90s. So David's ready to go. Let's get this wrapped up and we'll get New Guitar Day going here on the channel. Okay, here we go. Coffin case time. Ooh. All right. Let's get this into the studio, see what we got. New Guitar Day here on the channel. Okay, hope you enjoyed the B-roll, but what we're talking about today, folks, is this guy right here. Yes, it's the brand new 2025 version of the FFPTH. They call them FFTLs from Firefly Guitars these days, but it's still the FFPTH, and it said that on the box too. But here it is, the new 2025 version. And like I said, this is the Sunburst version, same version as this. This was the very first batch that came out in late 2019, early 2020. This is the 2025 version. Again, I did a dedicated video about a year and a half ago asking if we could get these returned because people were talking about these a lot, and they didn't They just weren't around for about 3 or 4 years. So now they are back. And let's talk about some of the updates. Update number 1. In the body they're using now, what they said was a roasted mahogany body. Very nice. You get a Canadian rock maple neck. You got a rosewood fretboard. One of the other changes down here, as you can see, the volume and tone knobs are now the metal curls instead of the black witch hats like they were down there, top hats. Another change is that the P90 pickups in here now are Alnico 5s instead of ceramics like they were in this. Although they'll sound really, really good. We'll see what the Alnico 5s sound like here when we do a tone check. We have a rosewood fretboard. We have updated ball end stainless steel, whereas we had the nickel frets on the original version. If you look at the skunk stripe in the back, you can see the difference on that a little bit. This one's darker than this one here, as you can see. Tuners, I believe, are the same, or at least they're the same style of tuner. They did say they updated the hardware on these to the Korean hardware. The bridge does look slightly different. It's still a 6-saddle bridge. It does look a little bit different than the bridge that is on this one. Of course, there are string through. The body size and shape is identical, except, as you can see here, when you get up to the headstock. This is the newer, rounder version of the headstock, smaller than the version that's on here. As you can see that one, then you can see that one. You can tell the difference there. I kind of like the new version of it. That was one of my suggestions that they took to heart, and they put the new version on there, which I really appreciate. You still have the bone nut. I did measurements. In fact, let's go ahead and cut again. We'll cut to the C-roll, B-roll, C-roll. We'll cut to that for the up close and personal on the brand new FFPTH, and we can show them side by side and see some of the differences and some of the similarities. Let's go ahead and cut to that. Okay, folks, well, here we are with the up close and personal one. This is the reissue, the 2025 FFTL, which is actually the FFPTH is what they called it when they first introduced this back in 19. This is the Thinline Tele style semi-hollow with the P90s. Just a really, really cool guitar. And again, I've been after Firefly for a number of years to reintroduce this, and they finally did. So let's have a look at this, and then we'll compare it, obviously, with my original first batch from 2019 and see what has changed in this. Spec-wise, what's changed is they did a roasted mahogany body on these new ones, which is unusual. And, of course, a Canadian rock maple neck, rosewood fretboard. Some of the other changes that these pickups, these P90s, are Alnico 5, and they've been updated. Again, you get your 6 saddles as the original did. This is in sunburst as the original as well, but it does look a little different. Again, this has got stainless steel ball end frets on it, so that's an update as well. Bone nut. And one of the biggest changes I saw as soon as I took it out of the box was I noticed the headstock is much different. And I'll get around the other side of that to show it to you. Your 3-way switch is still up here on the bout. Still your single F hole over here. As far as body size and thickness, it all looks the same. I'm going to go ahead and flip this around so you can see the back of the guitar. Again, you have your skunk stripe, bolt-on neck, of course, string through, a little dusty here, just getting some of the stuff off it. I just took it out of the box. So there's your neck, poly neck, standard tuners, but again, the headstock has been changed on these. And I'm going to bring up the first version, the old version, the 2019 version, so you can get a good look at how this has changed a little bit. So hang on. Okay, so here they are side by side. You get a chance to see them Again, the 2019 version, the old version, FFPTH is on the right there, over here. The new version is here. So let's take a look. Again, body size, everything like that seems to be identical. Difference is going to be roasted mahogany body over here, and you can see the lightness of the sunburst is a little different than the sunburst on this particular one. They did change the knobs. You can see the volume control knobs are the metal curl knobs now on the new one, and they look like they're spaced a little bit further apart, which is actually nice. This has got updated Korean hardware, they said, and it does look different. El Nico 5 pickups on this one here compared to the, although they're good sounding pickups on the older version, but they're ceramic. And again, you've got stainless steel ball end frets on the new version. And my standard nickel frets on this version. Both have rosewood fretboards. Both have the three-way toggle here. Headstocks. Let's take a look. You got your wider, more cut, more pointed type of headstock here compared to this. More rounded and thinner. You can see. We tried to bring them close together so you can see the differences. There you go. Of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some measurements as well to see if anything there has changed as far as weight. And the scale's the same, obviously. They're 25.5 Fender Tele scale. But we'll double check. It's a modern C neck, but we'll check what the actual measurements are at the nut and at the 12th fret, and the radius and weights. Okay, so there they are, up close and personal on the new FFPTH, the 2025 version compared to the original first batch 2019 version right there from Firefly Guitars. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the up close and personal on the FFPTH. As always here in the studio, folks, we're going to go ahead and utilize Monoprice 15 all-tube amplifier that we've got right here. And I use a V30 single 12 V30 cabinet over here, Celestion V30, and we're going to, again, I just took this out of the box, haven't done anything to it besides tune it. And it's holding fairly well. We're going to go ahead and give it a quick tune. Okay, like I said, folks, I just took it out of the box a little while ago. We tuned it up. Hopefully it'll hold. It seems to be holding fine so far. I am in the bridge position. Sounds really, really good. Volume and tone are all the way up. Going to the middle, so it's both pickups. Up to the neck. Sounds real good, real good. These pickups are very nice. Now this comes strung with 10s, folks. Most all the Fireflies come with 10s. It is set up fairly well, I'm going to say, right out of the box. I haven't done anything. I'm going to say it's around 175. I like it a little lower. Putting a set of 9s on that will do it for me, plus, you know, just adjusting it slightly. Yeah, so I'm at 175 on the low E, 175 on the high E. Again, that's right out of the box. This one is set at 150 on the low E and 125 on the high E. And again, I have a set of 9s I just put on that for the video I just did a few days ago on it. So the playability is better, obviously. But this plays very, very nice with stock 10s and the stock setup. And as you can see, it's back. As the guitar is back, people that have been around the channel and know Firefly guitars know about Firefly finger, right? So I haven't seen that in a while on any of these, so it's kind of neat to see that back on this one. That's pretty cool. Let's put a little bit of snot on here just to see what we got on some of this stuff. Sounds pretty good. Let's go a little more extreme here. See if I can get a little bit of feedback or something out of here. I'm going to crank it all the way, go to the bridge position. Pickups sound good. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Very nice, nice twangy, good telly sound, especially with those P90s. It sounds really impressive. So the FFPTH is back, folks. You can find these at www.guitarsgarden.com. This guitars with an S, garden.com. Check them out. Right now, these are back and they're selling for like $199. Still under that $200 mark. You are going to pay shipping, but shipping is very, very reasonable. So you're getting a really nice Thinline FFPTH with dual humbuckers, El Nico 5 humbuckers for 200 and some change. You know, you can't beat that, folks. The guitar is well made, really well done. Hard to complain on these, I'm telling you. Firefly has done it again. I really like what they did with the headstock. Kind of like what they did with the John 5, and that kind of slimmed them out, rounded them out. Instead of having the big one, hockey puck type, hockey stick type size on that. Although again, headstocks don't bother me all that much, but it does look cool and it does make a change to the overall appearance of the guitar. Very, very nice. The looks like the spacing is a little bit bigger on the volume and tone knobs. If you got a big hand, you like getting in there and you're doing volume swells and things like that, works out quite well. As far as the binding and the rest of the guitar goes, this is a little bit lighter in as far as the sunbursting. It's a little bit lighter than it is on that guitar. Don't know if it's got to do with the actual sunbursting or it's the wood. They actually, inside the space here, it looks like they used dampening paint. But they blackened out the inside of the F-hole. I don't know if they did that on this one or not. No, they didn't. So they didn't do that on that. So again, a couple of refined changes that help stuff out. Very nice. I did measurements, and those were just slightly different as well. So I did measurement at the nut on this particular guitar, and I did the measurement on the older 19 version as well. As you can see from these pictures here, I'll show you, at the nut, this was slightly wider than the older version, and slightly wider at the 12th fret as well, as I measured them both to give you a comparison look, you know. I did do the radius. Now these are 25/5 standard scales, tele scales. The radius, now I remember back in the day when these first started coming out, the first teles that Firefly did, they were 12-inch radius boards. So again, I measured it, and believe it or not, this comes out to 12 as well. You know, over the years, the Fireflies have gotten wider and flatter on their fretboards, especially on the Gibson style guitars. Some of those Les Pauls are in the 16s, 17s, up into the 20 as far as flatness goes. This is a 12, so I do enjoy that, especially on a Fender Thinline style guitar. The 12-inch radius feels very, very good. The fretboard almost feels like it's rolled slightly. That could be because of the stainless steel frets. I don't know, but it feels slightly rolled. A little bit different. This one feels a little rolled too. So it's a nice neck. It is. You got a satin finish on the back, or gloss finish, I should say, on the back. So it's not a satin finish, but I don't feel it sticky. It doesn't get sticky. I haven't had it feeling sticky anyway. And again, I did the weights of these as well. Now, interestingly enough, the older version of this is slightly heavier. Not by a lot, but you can see on the photos there, it's like 7.6 ounces, 7.4 ounces, something like that. On this newer version, came in at 6 pounds and 14 ounces, 6 pounds, 12 ounces. I don't know. You take a look at the pictures. But it is a little bit different in weight. Again, not a ton, but a little bit different. So if you're concerned with weight, they're still very light. I don't find them to be neck heavy. I don't, you know, I'm not using a strap right now. I have a couple of them. I could stand up and put a strap on. I'm not going to. If you're worried about neck dive, buy one. And then if it's, again, I don't worry about it. I don't find neck dive at all on most guitars. So, you know, I think they're pretty well balanced, honestly. I wouldn't be concerned with it. So anyway, there it is. It's the FFPTH, the new version, renewed, re-released version of the FFPTH, the Thinline with P90s from the good folks at Firefly Guitars. I thank George and everybody. Thank you so much for allowing me to show everybody this and compare it to my older version, which is really, really nice. So, we'll wrap it up for today. Lots going on this week. Lots of new guitars and all kinds of good stuff. And we even had the Fender Uke out. There you go. You cork sniffers, eat your hearts out. Folks, we're going to wrap it up for now. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, hey, come on over to the good side. We would love to have you on board here. We really would. Okay? All right. Hey, folks, till next time, it's Jimmy Stewart saying so long. Take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Be kind to each other. And we'll talk to you all again very, very soon. I'll play you out with a little thing I have here, okay? We'll try that. Yeah, here's a crazy patch. We'll go with this. Ready? 2. Wait a minute. Let me bring the volume of this down. There we go. We'd be blowing the roof off the dump, all right? Here we go.
2.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.